how, what about selecting partners to be a part of this program and help to monetize patents? Obviously, this is sort of like putting the pieces together. 3 points here. The first of these points applies to any type of monetization, whether you're directly asserting or divesting. And the second two are divesting specific. But the first critical factor, obviously, is the selection of litigation counsel. And the trick of that is it's not as simple as, oh, we'll just use the same firm that prosecuted these patents to be our litigation counsel. Now, to be fair, there are some firms that are rated both prosecuting patents and plaintiff side patent litigation. And if you're lucky enough to be working with one of those firms, that's great. But it may well be that you need to be engaging with some new potential counsel. And the great news is that we at Burford know a lot of good firms, and we can make some introductions. I'm seeing a few of them on this call today even. So, and if you're paying attention, now you said, wait, Chris, you just said that this counsel selection factor was applicable in a direct assertion or a divestiture. But if I sell my patents, I don't get to pick the buyer's counsel, right? Well, kind of. Often when you're divesting patents, you're dealing with kind of a package deal of a buyer, maybe a funder, and a law firm, all known at the time of the sale. And so you don't get to choose that counsel necessarily, but you do have some say over who you transact with. And that, it matters too. It obviously matters if you've got an economic interest in the form of a back-end participation in the outcome of the litigation. Obviously, the counsel choice has a lot to do with that success. But I encourage you to think even more holistically about it. Even if you don't have a back end and you think you've just sold the patents for money, kind of washing your hands after the sale, consider that your names are still on those patents. So there's reputational risks, and it does matter who's asserting those patents and the quality of the campaign that they're putting on. And so the quality of the counsel and sophistication of the purchaser should matter sort of no matter what your economic interest in that litigation looks like. And let's talk a little bit about the purchaser. So at a minimum, it needs to be someone experienced in the technology area, experienced in monetization, and can kind of create a credible and sophisticated approach to the monetization campaign. And that's just really a threshold issue. Even with great patents, monetizing is never easy. And having an expert hands during the campaign is important. And like I said, really a threshold to Burford being interested in doing an investment in that type of a program. Another best practice that's sometimes overlooked that I think is worth highlighting here, though, is if you think about it, if you sell patents, if and when those patents get to trial, a jury is eventually going to be looking for some story about how they got there and what people are doing there. So, one basic story that works in many cases is just that we're talking about today. Monetizing patents is hard and it's distracting for a business, and it's therefore best left to professionals who have the expertise in doing this.